Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Network Thirst, and I hope you guys are doing great. In our previous video we have seen how to configure the static routing, and today we will be discussing about DMVPN, which is very commonly used, one of the types of VPN in the production network, where we use it to connect our branch networks or the branch offices with our headquarters. Earlier we used to have point-to-point tunnels, where for every branch you need to create a separate tunnel to make the communication happen, because the traffic which is traversing from the internet, which is data will be coming from the internet. Ideally it should not be recommended to make or to throw it in the clear text format, as GRE supports natively clear text format only. It doesn't support security. So with the help of IPsec, if you apply the IPsec over this DMVPN, it is one of the very good solution, I would say, to have the DMVPN in your production network. And the good thing is you no need to create separate tunnels for each and every branch. For example, if you are having 3 branches over here, then you no need to create 3 tunnels separately. Here we will be having only one tunnel, that too logical. With the help of that one logical tunnel only, you will be able to create point to multi-point relationship or point to multi-point network in your domain. So let's go to our lab and try to figure out how it works. Before moving ahead, let me tell you a few things. With the help of NHRP only, we are going to achieve this, and of course multi-point GRE. So NHRP has two things: NHRP clients and NHRP server. All the clients, they will be communicated with the NHRP server. Here all the remote ends or the branch offices, I would say, they will be acting as a NHRP clients, and our headquarter R1, it is acting as a NHRP server over here. So we need to define on the R3 that who is the next hop server or NHRP server, from where it should takes all the updates. And we have 3 phases in the DMVPN: phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3, depending upon their forming the tunnels and how they work. In We will go in details in all those 3 phases in our next videos, but today we will understand how it actually works, how the tunnel will form, and how the initial packet goes, and how these spokes, they will be able to form the tunnel. So let's jump to our R1. R2 is acting as a ISP. It doesn't have any route passing through it, and R1, it is having a static route configured, or I would say default route pointing towards the ISP side. If you just want to verify, let's see here, it's having a default route pointing towards the ISP side, that is serial 2/0. So let me quickly configure the tunnel. I would say interface tunnel 100. Let me just assign the IP 10.0.0.1. No need to give no show. This is a logical tunnel, and I am using tunnel source over here as 2/0, which is my outside uh, outbound interface, and the tunnel mode is GRE, obviously multi-point. Let me enable NHRP. That's give network ID 1. This is locally significant. IP NHRP. Let's map all the updates dynamically. That's up. Let's verify our configuration for this interface tunnel 100. See, we have here IP address 10.0.0.1 and IP map multicast multi-point. Similarly, go to R3. These are the clients. So we need to define the NHRP server here. So let me just quickly configure the tunnel. This is a R3. Let's take tunnel R3, and we will just assign IP to it 10.0.0.3 with a /24. Tunnel source, I would say 23.0.0.3. Tunnel mode should be GRE, that to multi-point. If I would have given here the tunnel destination command, so it would have worked as a point-to-point tunnel, but we are doing this for point to multi-point, so you should use tunnel mode GRE multi-point. Let's enable our NHRP command. Let's check 3. Let's map the NHS, which is next hop self, nothing but 10.0.0.1. Oops, remove this map. Now you need to map your 10.0.0, and this is a private WAN IP with the global public IP. HRP map, we have configured this one. Now you need to define multicast. You need to map all the multicast, all the updates from 12.0.0.1. Let's figure out. Let's verify. So tunnel 3 is up. So IP address 10.0.0.3, and you can say we have mapped it with 12.0.0.1, and multicast we will be receiving all the updates from this, and next hop self is 10.0.1, and the tunnel source is 23.0.0.3. Similarly, go for R4. If you go for R4, you'd see 24.0.0.4. We have our network here, or the IP 24.0.0.4. So let me go to R4 and quickly configure here. Interface tunnel. Let me just take tunnel number as 4. Let me assign the IP address 10.0.0.4. Tunnel source, it should be S2/2. Tunnel mode is GRE, that to multipoint. And let's enable the NHRP network. Sorry, it should be IP NHRP network ID. Let's check 4 over here, and IP NHRP next hop self, it should be 10.0.0.1. Let's map it. NHRP map 10.0.0.1 with the IP 12.0.0.1, and you will be receiving all the updates from 12.0.0.1. So we need to define it 12.0.0.1. So if you see here, our tunnel has came up, tunnel 4. Let's verify the tunnel commands. So you have for 4 over here, and let's go to R5 and configure the tunnel. Tunnel source 25.0.0.5. Tunnel mode, it should be GRE, but same multi-point. Now enable IP NHRP. Let's verify IP NHRP next hop self, it should take 10.0.0.1, and let's map it. Map 10.0.0.1 with the IP 12.0.0.1, and all the updates which should learn dynamically. Now you should give IP 10.12.0.0.1. Show IP interface brief. System 5 came up. Let me just show you the commands, or sorry, the configuration for this interface tunnel 5. You will see here. So these are the commands which we have given for this tunnel 5. And if you see over here, show DM VPN, it will show you that you have a 10.0.0.1 tunnel which is a peer IP 12.00.1. One thing you need to see over here, initially when you see, you will be seeing only one tunnel, that is spoke to hub. You are not seeing any tunnel from spoke to spoke. Let me tell you how. Now just ping any other tunnel IP. For example, I am just pinging the uh, router 3's IP. So you see over here, the traffic is going from this way to the R1, then from R1 to the R3. That's what it says when you trace the route to 10.0.0.3, which is the IP of this tunnel over here. So the first hop was 10.0.0.1, which is the headquarter. But if you try now, then you will see the 10.0.0.3 you are receiving or you are learning it directly from the tunnel itself. There is no any two hop counts. This is the beauty of the DMVPN, where spokes will create the tunnel from spoke to spoke and spoke to hub as well. And if you want to verify, just give the command show DMVPN. You will be seeing you are having two tunnels here only with the help of these IPs, peer IPs. And similarly, if you go here R4, you will be seeing R4 is having 12.0.0.1, which is a WAN public IP, and it is having a peer here 10.0.0.1 tunnel. And if you just ping, or let me just trace the route, it will be better. 10.0.0.5. The initial packet goes to the headquarter, then after that the traffic will go directly. See, you are receiving 10.0.0.5, and if you see here show DMVPN, you will be having two tunnel IPs over here. They both are up and you are learning it dynamically. Now go to R3, show DMVPN. They both are up. They are for R1 and R5. It's not having for R4. Why? Because you need to generate a traffic towards the 10.10.0.0.4 as well. So once the initial packet went, the second one will go directly, and you will be seeing neighbors here as well. 1, 4, 5. All right, and R1, 3, 4, 5. You will be having, and they all are up, and you will be able to ping the IPs 3, 4, 5. So you will be having this 10 dot network over here with the help of this tunnel 100. So today we have seen how to configure the DMVPN with the help of NHRP and GRE. In our next video, we will perform the routings over these networks so that you will be able to communicate from these LAN to these LANs. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and if you like my video, then please hit the like icon and do subscribe my channel for further updates. Thank you guys and have a good day.